Alright, welcome back everyone. Our tray of tiny pieces is starting to get a little more full. Gonna be much more full after tonight and tomorrow, I think. Got our stove with its little steam or whatever coming off our medallion. Well, it's not a medallion, orb. I'm particularly pleased with how that turned out. I thought I think that's a good proportion of red to green in the flower box, and everything seems pretty solid on there. Of course, our books, you flip through them if you want to. And the open, it appears to be, I'm sticking with these are some form of Necronomicon with the the eyeball and everything on it. But yeah, we're making progress. Anybody who's new there, this is what I do. I buy these kits or sets or builds or machines or whatever and build them in real time, step by step. You get to see all my successes and failures and how I fix my failures if I do, hopefully successfully. But otherwise, we're ready to jump into what page are we on? We're on page 13 tonight. So I've been getting 2 pages a day, so I think I'm going to be able to continue that tonight. So be right back with that. Okay, first thing is we're building basically a stack of newspapers. Supposed to fold them in half and then in half again. And then the hard part I think will be tying them up with our twine. But I got a minute or two before I have to worry about that. And so that'll be the size of our stack. It does say, yeah, top to bottom, then to the sides to. So up. Sort of find it interesting that they went to the trouble of printing out the newspapers for, they could have just used blank pages to, since we're just making a stack and had, good ones on the top and bottom. Let's see, which one do I want showed? I think I'll do this one showing. No, very likely to never be seen again. Let's say since we're doing sort of stacks, I'm not worried about being super neat with the. I want to be close, but I'm not. It should be. It's trash, so I'm thinking it should be somewhat erratic. So I'm not getting too twisted about having, let's say, being offline or something. Mm-hmm. And in the fact that most of them are going to be on the interior. So it's basically just taking up space. Let's see which one I want to be on top when I get done folding them all. I don't think I'd go with the color one because that doesn't look, to me it doesn't look like, it's a little too fancy for an old bundle of newspapers. This one looks promising though. Some interesting fonts and styles on here. Yeah, I'm thinking. Okay, I think it's the same. Sort of pick out my personal favorite here. Yeah, it's good. Definitely between those two for me. I think. See how the other last two end up looking. I've seen that before, so let's do the other way. Yeah, I think that's right up there with. I'm not looking forward to trying to tie these things into bundles. We got our twine, and I think it's going to be more than enough. It's a yarn. It's yarn. It's stretchy, so I think that'll probably make it harder. Let's see. I'm thinking. Actually, I think I'm going to go with that one on top. It looks sort of retro, old-timey newspaper ad thing. I think just sort of stack these. I'm going to try and stack them up, alternating which side goes where. Just to, I think that'll make it look a little more interesting on the side if I can successfully tie it together. I know I could cheat and just glue them all together, which is plan B. I can't get it to cooperate with me. That's definitely in the cards. Okay, not a very cohesive block, but I got a good solid block of them. So, and actually, let me grab my binder clip here and hold y'all together while I sort of get the rope sorted out, ready to go. Let me go ahead and pull a loop in it. Hopefully, just be able to slide right in the middle. All that, and hook it on. Go back the other way. I think it's going to take a couple of times. Okay. Now, pull there, maybe. Get away from me. Now I want to do one more knot here on the top. To loop around. Okay. I think a couple more that way just to make sure. All right. I feel pretty good about that. Snip this off. No. All right. Not bad. Bundle O newspapers. Cool. Didn't even have to cheat. I do got a knot tied in my yarn here, but that's not, I think it's gonna. Okay, it came out. Okay, so actually let me. I don't know, I think we're going to use this a little bit more, so I'm going to do a gentle wrap on this to try and keep it from getting tangled. Let's have that handy. Okay, so that is done. So, getting ready to go on to the next bit. So I'll put you up here out of the way and back in there. I don't think I'll need that again. Got a vase and some more newspapers. These are going in rolls instead of stacks this time. Well, not newspapers, or just papers in general. And just out of curiosity, I think I'm going to use, I got this dowel left over. I want it to be bigger than the toothpicks, so I think I'm going to go with the dowel for the wrapping radius. And yeah, and of course the old Gorilla Super Glue to hold it in place. First thing I like to do is get a little curve going on it so it's conducive to wanting to roll up for us. And just not quite. I was hoping to be tighter than that by itself, but let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll work, and I can squish them down a little bit if I have to. They are supposed to end up in this bead as like a vase or something. Okay. All right, let's get. First, I'm gonna get my paper out so I don't get any more glue than I have to on my leather. It's getting little dips and datches everywhere now, but that's okay. I don't even think I'm about to use my new acrylic trick on this one because it stands up pretty good by itself, and I think these are going to squish in good enough for the glue to bind them without going the extra mile. Okay, get you loose and ready to go. And that in and hold it one side. Just a touch on there. And it was too much. Straightened out. And don't get it on my fingers. If I can. Okay. First one down, and it's okay, much shorter than I thought it was going to be. So I will have to put some filler in the bottom to hold it up when I do glue them. Make sure they don't all just disappear into nothingness. Okay. But actually, That's taken up a lot more space than I thought it was going to. I believe I will go down to toothpicks on the next couple of them. Glue back in place, back on. Or I've got, let's see. Actually, this thing's, how much bigger is this one? This one's a little bit different. Let's see. I'll try this diameter next. It's reasonably clean, I think. Okay. Actually, what I think I'll do. Okay, that's dry. All this up here. Get it sort of really used to being curled. I'll put it on here. And tighten it down. Yeah. I'm gonna get my glue out. Clean my brush off really nicely, I hope. And put it down in there. Yep. Okay. Okay. That not significantly smaller. Like I say, that actually might work out in my favor. I can pressure them in and glue them in, but I definitely will go to toothpick size for the last one. Okay, so okay, toothpick, there one is, and this guy. Seemed to work pretty good to start with a larger diameter and work your way down. First time it did. It occurs to me, as tight as that's going to be, I may not even have to glue that one. Just sort of, yeah, wedge them in there and pick the height. Let's see. Let's at least show this one being up the tallest. So let's. They are wedged in there. Okay. Like that. They show them all a little bit looser, but that's still, I think that's a reasonable facsimile of what they got. Yeah. That actually went much better than I thought it was going to go. So don't have to, no muss, no fuss. Don't have to worry about getting glue all over my table when they're wedged in there. All right. Yeah. I'm pleased. I just had to, let me actually, see if I can turn that one or hide the glue marks. And I position it like that. No one will ever know I peeled off all that printing. Yeah, okay. So that's all for that one. Now, these guys, we just get to roll them up. I don't have to worry about putting them anywhere. So I guess I should learn from my lesson and take them all the way down to toothpick size to start with on these, I guess. I don't think. The toothpick that I haven't broken yet. I see one. There it is. But I keep jamming it underneath something. Alright. Oh. Seems like they're pretty willing to stay rolled up on their own. I think I'm going to run the risk of not gluing them. See if it maintains. And roll over and then yeah. Can't complain about something going easily. Well, I guess you can if you're so inclined, and I'm not gonna. This time anyway. Oops. Well, isn't that special? We're supposed to... I don't know if we're supposed to stack them up or not. The picture shows them stacked up, but I'm not sure. Let me peek ahead, see if I can find what we actually use these for. If we're supposed to stack them up, I will just glue them together. Well, we get to make some more of them later on. Okay. Okay, yeah, there they are. We do stack them up. Okay, easy enough. So, just they go into a triangle hold like so. So, basically, I think take the old B7000. Just run a bead through, not even all the way down, just through the middle here, I think. Just congregate. We got a triangle of scrolls. Alright, so I'll set that up there with our newspaper and our vase, vase, whatever. And move on to a quill. Now they said to trim some wire off of one of their LEDs, but I had this excess laying around and it's actually a little bit thicker than the ones I had, so this hopefully will work, but it'll eventually end up being the, whatever you call the hard part of the quill. Nib, is that what the word? But it says, where's my supposed to. Okay, looking at this. Evidently, you bend it in half. We bend it down the line, I guess. Let me hit the crease on that now. Crease that line before I go a step further. Okay. Okay. Then, supposed to poke a hole through the quill. I think it'll work better from this side so I can see where I'm supposed to be poking. Okay. Right there where it's supposed to meet, I think. Then back that way. Is it going to be big enough? Nope. Okay. Hole a little bit bigger. But then you run that through there. You're supposed to glue it all down and then trim around the edges. So, like that. So very tempted to use the super glue. But I think it'd be better to use the rubber, the B7000. Run bead under there for the quill, like say the nib or whatever you call it. And just fairly generous because I want to make sure I keep that feather all together. And fold you over. Don't do that. Sure the spine is within the feather before you cut it out. And I guess I'm hoping the glue bonded quick enough. Fairly close there. A little more off this side. Okay, running them, pushing them out. Okay. Now I do think I need my sheet for this, the acrylic. And I'm gonna go. I decided after the other day, just one drop of glue will be enough to bond these things where I need them, I think. If I can find, just put one drop right there. Get you down. Now, get out the old Aleene's Turbo Tacky. And get just a single drop in the top there. And then drop the nib into our inkwell. Okay, and that gives us that sort of situation. All right, so that gets us almost to the 30-minute mark, so it's a good time for me to take a little break, probably swap the battery out, and I'll be right back, and we will continue. That does actually finish page 13, so we're going to be making books the rest of the night, so spoilers. Okay, got a little bit different style of book today. than I can recall doing. I may have, it's ringing a bell now. I may have done this in the boxes before, but just get our creases on and go for it. Oh, gotta do one more up here. And over here. I need to start with this little one because alright then. Side to side. And okay. Then this last little flap. Okay. So those guys will go in. Now that goes on the outside. So these guys go in first. And okay. Lay down. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. Okay, so save that one for last, I think. Alright, so that's sort of the ultimate goal. For there it was a second. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be fun. Okay, so obviously it's a super glue problem. I think the issue, for me at least, is that, okay, so that's, if we can get that side done like that. Thing is, they're not, I wish they'd made these beveled edges squared so they would brace against each other. Because it's evidently it's supposed to be not quite all the way down is the problem. So I think what I'm gonna have to do yeah, this is okay. I need, just out of curiosity, that's not thick enough. How many thicker? No, so see if I could find something. I guess sort of do it by hand like that, sort of keeping the spacing on the inside. Okay, so if I do that, if I do a reasonable amount of glue on the flap there, that should, and I can just bring it over, hopefully get it in place or close enough there, and that should, once that first one's done, I think it'll be okay. That's what I'm going to tell myself anyway before I try it. Okay, so make sure I get enough to hit both sides because I've got to hit both those flaps there. Move you over and a little glue on the finger, but not that bad. Okay. Not perfect, but I think perfect enough for us. Likewise, The same thing on this side. And okay. All right, not too shabby. So now pull these two little flaps in. Just gotta hold get the top down like so. So. Okay. All right. So the first one's going to be the hardest one, right? Okay. That's not too bad. Got the, like I say, got the pages on it on these, so that's going to be cool. All right. So put my glue back on while I get my straight edge out to do the next one. And so learn to do the first outside flaps first. Alright. Next question. What happens if I do it will that work any better? I'm trying to think if no, I don't think so. They're going up the sides is I think gonna be the way to go. I can't get this stabilized here. Thinking if I could get that top flap in place. These side flaps are tangling up each other, so they're messing up with that one. Yeah, going the sides is gonna be the way to go. Okay, so flip y'all back away. I'm gonna actually. No, I do need that. Okay. Make sure I get, as I want to make sure I get enough on there to make sure I get both flaps, but I don't want to go too high because I want to be able to make sure I don't glue myself to it too much. Okay, and here. Yeah, that's in there good. Alright. That one was acceptably cooperative, finally. Okay, so this one. I think that got in there. And our sides. I think this one went a little narrow, so I need to push this one in. Okay, now I did that backwards. Hang on. Put big side in first. See how that looks. I think that's going to give me more structure there. Yeah, so I want small flaps to go in last. And if you do this kit, I recommend you make this long flap in the middle squared. Okay. All the way across, see how this works. Alright. Let's say I went a little inside neck side. Wish there was a spacer appropriate spacer of appropriate width so we could sort of keep these sides stable while we glue them, but it's coming together. Okay. I think these are probably tomes, not even books. Yeah, I think I probably would have cut the bevels out on along the binding, but I would have left these a square. I think that would be okay. More. Okay. There's my chance. Nope, still too thin. I'm just randomly looking around to see if I can find something to brace against in the middle here. I just don't see anything everything's either too skinny or too wide that I see handy. Yeah, okay. I think I just missed on this one. Yeah, maybe not do too bad. Okay. Now, big side goes in first. Little guys. Glue on the top flap. I don't think I creased that one quite enough or something. It just didn't feel right. It's basically building little bitty boxes. Okay. Fortunately, I think the second half of tonight's book builds are going to be very much quicker. Should be able to get to more assembly line situation with them. Practice fold on all these. Okay. Out of the way. Okay, this one initially feels like it's going to be a little cooperative, fairly cooperative. Like, how many more of these things I got? Looks like 3 more. I don't foresee making any breakthroughs in my technique at this point, but I'm not positive yet. I guess the only thing I can do right now is sort of get better at it, maybe speed up. These guys back out of the way for a second. You to go in. Now back over. I fit. Then coat all the way across. See what happens with that. Alright. Yeah, I think, like I say, the more I think about it, the only place I'd put the bevels is the internal corners there. If I'd thought ahead and done 1 or 2 of them beforehand to practice with, I would have known that before I just cut them all out. But live and learn. And that would have made the cutting out a whole lot easier too. Okay, let me check all the folds this time. That last one didn't seem a little stiff. All right. Okay. Okay. So this on here. Out, down. Okay. All right. Jules Verne, okay, cool. All right. Doop-a-doo. Let's see here, starting off 2250. Let's see where how quick I can get done. Don't mess it up with by trying to rush. 2250 on my clock, the clock, or the camera clock rather. Timer, I guess. Alright, 25:13, so 22:50, so 2.5 minutes. And it definitely shows that I rushed that one. Got a little sloppy on that flap. Yeah. Okay. That wasn't as fun as I thought it'd be. Alright, last one of this style. Okay. And it's dark outside. Well, I guess it's not quite dark. Might be. I bet a deer just ran through the front yard. It's about twilight, so there. I don't know what they couldn't catch the deer if they just wanted to anymore. Yeah, I got off on this one too. It looks like pretty bad. Squish them back in place, maybe. Can try. Coast to coast on that one. And yeah, I think I did a bad crease on this one right here, so that put everything off. But it got together. All right, that's the last of that style of book, the tiny box books. More than enough of them, not quite dark. So I hope these are featured prominently as long as they took to make. But yeah, but I'll be right back with the next style of book, which is, like I say, it's just wrapping around the piece of wood on those, so hopefully they'll go quicker. So hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, we get this many books to make. So I think, see if I can just use this as the form, so I don't have to, yeah, it looks like it's going to be cooperative. Get the old super glue out again. Maybe just about that much on it. Line up the edges and a little pressure. Okay, didn't line up the edges very good on that one, but so do a better job of lining up the edges next time. But in time, roll you over. All right. Easy enough. Pick them up, they'll be even easier. So actually right on the edge there, and crease them. Dab. Another dab. Okay, that one a little bit better, more evenly distributed. Okay, I must have cut that one a little short. It was reminiscent of when I did the Cute Bee Rose Detective Agency. That one had a lot of books to make too. Okay, I just looked at the timer. I've only been doing this like 4 minutes. It seems like I've been doing it much longer. Oh yeah, I've been noticing a lot of suggestions been coming into the comments. So thanks. I've been looking at them, and definitely there have been a couple that I had never even heard of before, and I'm definitely going to take into consideration. I think somebody pointed out one that looks like it'd be a really good 3K celebration video. So that's, I say, but they appear to be a smaller creator, so I definitely have to reach out to them, make sure they're okay with me doing a video like this for their product. But I don't, I wouldn't think anybody would object to free advertising, especially if they get a sale out of it too. All right. These are. Trying to start on the wrong side there. Yeah, it's much easier to do those initial creases when you've got a form to do them around. Sonics and Lyrical Poems by Dante Gabriel Rossetti. Y'all are not going to believe this. This was absolutely one of the textbooks I had in college literature. I think it was, I don't think, I can't remember if it was 200 or what. That, I mean, the picture of Queen Elizabeth and everything. Or is that, or, yeah, that's Elizabeth. Or was that Virginia? I can't remember. Or Mary. Maybe it's Mary. But anyway, the English lady with the big, huge thingamajiggers under her dress, whatever they call those, the big gowns. but as a matter of fact, I totally think I do have that book down in the basement. I think it's still in storage. I'm going to go dig that up sometime. Just a second. Got a little excited about that and let it slip. I didn't even notice it when I cut it out. That's wild. It's not that book. It's its twin, or they're so similar that. But I'm almost positive that it's that book. I hope I've still got it. I'm pretty sure that that's the book that had Dante's Inferno in it, which was just an utterly confusing poem to me. I think that was still considered a poem, wasn't that an epic poem? I can't remember. It might have been a tale, I'll have to look that up and find that too. Doesn't get my head thinking about English literature. Well, I guess it wouldn't be. I guess Dante wouldn't be in English literature. Come to think of it, probably wasn't that book. That one, not too bad to make 13 books in less than 15 minutes. Oh, like, if I don't go too quick. There it was. It's still melting my mind. As a matter of fact, the reason I've still got that book, just think about that. I went back to the bookstore to sell it back, and I was so insulted by the offer they made me that I just said, I'll keep it. And the guy looked at me like I was crazy. He was like, no, I'm... I think they offered me I paid back in the day, I think it was $40 or $50 for the book, and I think they offered me $3. Literally $3 for, I was like, that's a scam. And I pretty much let him know that. It was, I could, I wasn't that hard up for money. I was a broke college kid, but I was not going to be insulted like that, And that, of course, that was for Craigslist or an eBay or anything like that, so we didn't have the option to, you could put stuff up on the bulletin boards at school and say, hey, you want to buy this book for this class, if they haven't changed the book. Alright, so that's all of those. And just another set of a slightly smaller set of these coming up, but that's not bad for 15 minutes worth of work. Get that many books, so I'll reset for the next batch of them, which is more of the same thing, and I'll be right back. Okay, only 11 of these guys, so and got my eye in on how to do it now, so let's see what happens now. And I of course did have to go down and check my storage, and it was not, I didn't have that one, but there's one more place it might be. My mom is a voracious reader, so it's entirely possible that she saw literature and decided to adopt it as her own. So I'll have to check her bookshelves tomorrow. I need to go over and show her the Hogwarts castle I built anyway for the Lego Hogwarts. I think she'll be entertained by that. She introduced me to Harry Potter, actually. Oops, about to get out of order. But I did find a stash of old Star Wars books that I forgot that I had when I was looking for it. So that's some of the, I guess they call it legends now. They're the sort of before, back in the dark days before the prequels came out, when there wasn't, only Star Wars was the novels. Was it right? Oh, what was it? Oh, don't forget the Thrawn trilogy. I know. Oh, I can't believe I forgot that. And that's because it was 90. I think I would have been. I think I was a senior in high school whenever the first of the Star Wars books started coming out. Maybe a junior. I can't remember. I was driving because I remember I drove to the store to buy it. I don't even know how I found out about it coming out. Let's be honest. I was like, The really bad thing is I don't even think this is all the books that are in this thing tonight. We're just making a dent in them. There's more to go. Alright. They do got some good colorful ones though. Also running really late tonight, so I'm hoping the computer will be able to get everything imported and exported and uploaded on time. I think should be able to. Still got three hours for I usually post. Whoop, got my creases. Now I'm sort of wondering if I'm going to discover any more books that I've actually seen before. It was Anne of Green Gables, but I think that they've released that a few times, so I don't think that counts. She's coming up next. Okay. Yeah. Definitely got my eye in on this this technique now. Well, gotta keep hold of my, like I say, my Anne of Green Gables book. pushed it on me. I believe there's only like, there's one more set of these, but there's only like 4 of them, so I'm just going to slide right into them here after I finish this next one. Almost got my finger in the glue there. Technically there's 5 of them, but they only included 4 of the forms. Well, they included a 5th one, but it looks like mine. I hope it's. I hope it's supposed to be like it. It looks like one of the cuts on the set I got was off, so I may have to do some modificating. I'll show you all that too. Of course, I put it back in the box and all the way down at the bottom, so. Alright, and that's all of those guys. Get you back up. Hey, there's got another bevy of books. This colorful selection, I'd say. And like I said, there's just, I've got 4 insides and 5 books. Let's see if I can take these guys out. Yeah, I just noticed it is probably, there's the 5th one. Looks like they had an issue with their machine cutting this out, so I'm probably gonna have to do some work on these cuts to make it complete, which is disappointing. But I think they all look like it's gonna be straight edges, and hopefully, it looks like it's okay over here, so hopefully I can make this. Yeah, that's going to be a challenge when the time comes, I'm starting to realize. Oh, here's what happened. I had some extra. This didn't get cut properly, so that put this machine off, because that's right in line with where the form would be. Yep, that's what happened. They had a bad cut on the edge. Yeah, because this should be a full tab here, so it got off. I bet that's where everything got messed up. And that's going to mess up these holes in the corner. Ooh. This just keeps getting worse. But I'll figure something out. I've got tools. Seems like it'd be the ideal. I've got a... it's a Dremel, but I know, it's not a rotary tool. Yeah. I think that'll probably be what I end up having to, because our router died a few years ago and we've never replaced it because we don't really do much woodworking. So we have to use tools not intended for their normal use. Something y'all may have noticed if you've watched my videos for a while. I get it natural. I learned how to do that from my dad. couple smaller books this time. I got an uncle who's a woodworker, so if I have to, I can borrow his router. That particular uncle pretty much has done everything. He's one of those people who just, something strikes his fancy, he goes out and learns how to do it. That's what at one point he decided he wanted to learn how to play the banjo. And he was, at that point, probably in his 50s at that point, but that's what he did. He'll tell you he's no good, but, you know, it sounds pretty good to me. He's not going to be a recording artist or anything, but he can play. Or he could. And let's say that was 30, 40 years ago. I guess 30 years ago. Because it would have been, like I said, now I guess which one am I not going to use? I think this one sort of the least colorful and bland, so I'm going to use these two more brighter ones. Our quill and inkwell should be thoroughly dried by the time I get done with all this. So we'll be able to get a good showing of that, hopefully. Okay, I still got a little crooked on that one, but it's going to wrap around pretty good. Last one for the night. No, that's one y'all been looking forward to. Alright. And so we got the last 4 books done, and let's see, here's our quill and inkwell, and it should pop right off of there. Yeah. Solid enough in there. And of course our other wide variety of books here. Pretty much, I think it's safe to say we made us a library tonight. In addition to a vase, some scrolls, and a bundle of newspapers. Thoroughly productive night. I know fairly repetitive there towards the end, but still, we made some progress. More little bitty pieces for the little bitty pieces tray, and let's see what are we going to get into tomorrow. Take a peek. More books, but only a few like this. Then we go into more like this, but big chunks of them, and then we make another bundle. And then some pictures and boxes and baskets. Yeah, it's going to be a busy day. All right. But anyway, it's late. I need to get this thing into the computer. So thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share. Do whatever you want to with all that. Be good to one another. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.